So let's start with the radio NAS. We want it kind of to sit here, pretty much. Yeah, it looks upside down probably. Yeah, I shouldn't. So we want the mounting brackets to match up with that. So if we do that, like so. I really wanted it to be flush there, but it might be good to have it hanging. And there, that's where we want it. Sadly, I don't have 4 hands. I think. Okay. Moment of truth. Oh, let's hope I can screw this in on the other side. Yes. Awesome. The radio is physically installed. Not quite electrically though, as you can see. So I'm not sure I have showed you this, but right behind me here I put in a screen now, as you can see. So it's sitting there with 1 screw in each end, and I have made a hole. See if I can get some auto exposure awesomeness. Yes, I have made a hole here, as you can see, and the screws are going a teensy bit through, which I think is fine. Yeah, so that just needs to be connected, and feels like the door of my boathouse is getting loose. Yeah, so yeah, just a short update on that. There will be this bezel here. Let's see if I can put it on with one hand. Maybe. Let's see. Might want to remove. Hold on. Let's see if we can get the bezel on. I'll take the plastic off first, so it's not gonna be hard to take away later. And then bezel dime. And now you'll be all like, oh, but you have no protection for the screen now, and you're gonna work a lot. How can you leave it like this? Well, I won't. I'll leave it like this. Boom, protected and commercial. Sorry about that. This is not a sponsored video though. So let's have a look at the communication between the navigation electronics. So this is NMEA 2000 stuff. So it's a standard communication bus on boats. So basically you have this kind of backbone with a lot of T connections connected to each other. I think you can definitely have like cables in between here as well, but this is how it looks now. And then you have in the other end just connected to whatever electronics it is. So this little guy comes from the GPS over there, and this little guy is from the sonar and speed sensor, and also the radio that we have there will also have an NMEA connector. You can see here, there. And yeah, and then in the end of the T's you will have these kind of what's it called? Terminators. So they just end the streak or whatever you want to call it. Also we're going to need, so now we have for all these three connections here if we want to. But we're also gonna need, which I have already prepared here, we're also gonna need power. So this is just connected to power, as you can see there, hopefully, with a fuse as well. And then it's an ordinary connector in this end, male. So I think we will try to put this connect these connectors underneath here. So we have a lot of like cable chaos down here, so why not add to it? That's my philosophy. So we'll take this cable through in the hole down here, where we will connect everything together, which means that this cable is too short and this cable is too short to reach wherever we will join them. But I have bought myself two 2-meter cables, which should enable us to use this cable to prolong that one, and then a 2-meter cable from here and a 2-meter cable from there, and then we can join them underneath here somewhere in amongst the chaos, so to speak. There is one connection missing at the moment, or is it two maybe? No, it's just one, I think. And that is the wind speed and direction, which is of course connected to the mast. And actually, if you look down there, see there's a white roll, but there's also a black roll, and that black roll is the NMEA 2000 for the wind and wind speed sensor. Yeah, so let's do it. So we got ourselves a setup here. So this is the NMEA backbone I set up. I bought two new T connections there. So this is, it's already connected with the multifunction display, and then we will have the sonar and speed sensor, wind and wind speed sensor, the small screen. Well, actually one of those will be power, then the small screen, and then also the VHF radio. So let's try to connect it and see if it works. Sometimes you might think that I'm way too keen on drilling into this boat, and I think you might be right those times. But here we are again. I wonder if I can even do this angle. One way to find out, I suppose. Okay, so here we have most cables connected now. One is missing, and that's because that's the one that's going through the mast. Let's see if we can power it up now and see if it works. If it works, everything is fine. Otherwise, we'll just drag up that cable to see if it works then instead. But hopefully one not connected T connection should be fine, but we'll see. So, power on. Things are beeping. I wonder if that beep was from this guy, which you can't see because I'm... Yeah, would you look at that? USA, Canada. Yeah, we're in Europe, but that's a problem for another day, I think. And let's see if this guy is awake. He is. Well, would you look at that? But I think the big test, I'll put that back, the big test is whether or not this big fellow down here is seeing the things on the net. Let me pause a bit and get rid of that. Okay, we're powered up. We got the MFD up and running, and apparently we have another boat named Anneli right here. So if we can go to settings, we can see in the boat network that we now have some devices. That's the speed sensor and sonar. And that's that element that's shining there in the middle. And the next one is the VHF radio. That's the one that's detecting that boat that you saw here. going forward here. Now I've done the quick setup here of units and stuff for it. That's interesting. It's getting like it's rotating a bit. Probably that was maybe the car that passed by, because probably the GPS signal is not 100%. Here we have the VHF radio that will hang up here, of course. But right now you can see it's also nice and awake. So everything is up and running except the wind sensor, and that will be connected once we're in the water. So I'll put some effort into setting this up, and then I might go home for today, and I'll be a happy man.